I know people have been really curious, and like, I haven't found like a great time to really talk about it, because like, how do you?
You start by apologizing to all 261,000 people who stumbled across the abomination of content you make, and you say, I am so sorry for urging your thumb to press that subscribe button. If I could go back and undo any time I've uttered the words, leave a like and subscribe, I would. I'm running victory laps today like a train. I've burned at least 20,000 calories so far. I've done 10 laps around my entire city. You have no idea how this feels. This is 2 years of non-stop gaslighting. I'm now vindicated. You don't know what it's like to have someone who has prayed and actively pushed for your downfall and the downfall of your friends and has coordinated attacks against you to literally finally be getting what they deserve in the most cosmic justice way you can imagine. So even though 99% of the content on this channel that I make is for you, the viewer, this video is for me. This one's for me to gloat. The ink on the pen dried up just as the perfect ending was written. It's like staring into the eyes of the person you're playing Jenga against just after you pulled out the one piece he was sure was going to make the tower collapse, and you've pulled it out successfully, and you're staring at him now like you are fucked. There's nothing you can do. Ethan is online, is the YouTuber we're talking about today, in case you don't know who he is, which I doubt if you clicked on this video, you don't know who he is. But over the past 2 years, I've had qualms with this guy, whether on Twitter, whether he's been shit-talking me on a live stream, or doing any of those things to my friends. He's also produced some of the, and I mean this, worst content I've actually watched on YouTube, and anytime that I've tried to talk to him and confront him on either the lies that he spread about me or my friends, the shit-talking he's done, anything, he runs like a coward. I have no respect for people who will talk about me and will not talk to me. It's the most crybully, spineless way to exist on the internet, let alone to have a commentary channel. But this is likely not new information for you guys, and the reason that we're here today is because he said on a recent live stream a lot of things that a lot of people were suspecting, like that he's no longer friends with his partner in crime, Nick is not green. An equally as spineless creator who in tandem with Ethan has pushed more slander than you would be able to imagine, and amounts of propaganda that would be a wet dream to a 19th century dictator.
Do you still fuck with queef jerky? I know people have been really curious, and like, I haven't found like a great time to really talk about it, because like, how do you? It's not like I've been trying to like hide it or anything.
Chat pics tattoo? How about a giant L on your forehead with ink that laser technology is unable to remove? This is your guy. You chose to duo YouTube with this guy. Did you really think that you were gonna have a sustainable connection with this guy when you two are both bad actors who only ever act in self-interest and self-preservation? You don't think that he would jump ship the moment you became an inconvenience to him? You two both lie to creators you don't like. You lie to your audience when it's convenient. You two never walk back things that are incorrect or misinformation you've spread, although Nick has done it I think once. And you'll never engage with this criticism because you know that it's true. I refuse to believe that it's because of some moral issue of platforming and that you don't want your audience to hear these harmful ideas that I'm spreading or something like that. It's because you know that if I caught you with your pants down, I'd point and laugh, and so would the entire audience, because I know what I'm talking about. I have the receipts. I've been doing this for 2 years. But if I just so happen to be wrong for this amount of time, right, I'm sure at this point you'd surely catch me in the contradiction. You'd surely catch me saying something that's not correct. I mean, you so confidently exclaim it on your stream that the people making videos against you are wrong, so why don't you actually get in a call with me? Why won't you actually talk to me? Why do you act like I don't exist when I consistently make videos about you that get more views than the videos that you make?
It's just hard to make that space and know that people are actually going to understand, metabolize what I'm saying. Have you seen Ghost in the Shell? No, actually. What is queef jerky? It was a band that I did a collab album with. And you know, I know that people are, is it like heavy stuff? Yes, unfortunately. And I know people are going to keep asking you, or asking me. And I would love to come up with a quick version. I'd love to.
Hopefully, because you've been unable to truncate silence on the white noise that you're competing for the mic with, the ringing in your ears becomes so loud that you can't ignore the fact that something's wrong. In the absence of a TTS message or a video you're reacting to, you can genuinely sit there and realize how it's come to this point. But if that's not going to do it for you, then maybe an unexpected rainstorm or thunderstorm that takes out your internet for a few hours will do it. And as the rain gets heavier and the thunder gets louder, a large feeling of regret washes over you, and that after all this time you realize that you've dropped the ball more times than you can count. And as this realization hits you, the weather clears up. But that's not going to happen because the type of person you are, that introspection can't take place, because you don't have that internal monologue that has you reconsidering certain things or looking back or thinking about things for a second time. And you also won't engage with an external version of that, like a YouTuber who you've shit talked trying to call you. And that's the only way out of this hole that you've dug.
Is this for real? Yeah. It's a whole thing. And it's very upsetting. And honestly, like, it makes me really sad to, like, even think about. And I'm not trying to, like, start anything. What did you think of Nick's new video? I didn't even know he posted. And I don't really care anymore. Like I said, I mean, like, the information is out there. Lex talked about it in her last video, kind of specifically what happened between those two, and I think, like, the inference is pretty clear. But it obviously didn't, like, specifically go into it. Don't feel like you have to talk about it. It's something that I feel like I should talk about. Because, like, I don't want to watch the hate videos. I think a lot of people are in that boat. Not that they even know anything. They literally get everything wrong. Every hate video is just factually wrong. That's the funniest part about them. Not one hater video has ever gotten, like even, like, where I come from right. Like, they don't know anything about me.
That's so arbitrary. Like, oh, you don't know where I was born, so you must not know anything about me. Well, do you know when I was conceived? Do you know the exact millisecond that my dad busted? Oh, no, you don't? Well, fact check, incorrect, checkmate, loser. Like, no, actually, I've only seen the hours of content you've published about me and my friends onto your channel. I don't need to have witnessed every moment of your life prior to this point in order to make an accurate character assessment of you based on everything I've seen you put on the internet. And every time I think I've seen it all, and I think you've posted the worst, most damning video onto your channel, you somehow top it with more garbage. Like most recently, video he posted, unironically, he goes after child predator hunters, not criticizing their methodology and actually trying to make it a safer place for children in this world, but he tries to make the case that child predator hunters are the weirdos, not the actual predators that they catch. You know, those guys might like kids, but actually, if you really think about it, the predator hunters, the ones who are hunting predators, well, they're actually more weird than the predators. This is a real case that he made in a video. And if you think that's bad, which I would assume you do if you have a functioning prefrontal cortex, imagine everything the past 2 years that's led up to that point being a dog shit crescendo. Just, you know, it gets like, okay, that's kind of bad. Okay, that's worse. Okay, that's really bad. And it keeps going like that. It's just upping the ante every time he hits upload.
So, like, no one really knows what actually happened other than, like, the people involved. Yeah, they're, like, not even funny how bad they are. And like I said, I'm not trying to start anything. I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble. But, like, what happened is what happened. I've seen zero hate about you that I can source. It's so weird. Yeah. If you even, like, try, it makes your brain melt. Because it's all sourced from other commentary YouTubers that are ultimately just lying. Like, that, you get down to it, there's lying.
So let's get down to it. Let's do it. Let's actually get down to it like you just said. What about it is lying? Of course he won't elaborate, and he won't expand, and he won't actually talk with anyone who's made these claims because he's fucking wrong. You would think someone like him who's so confident in his disposition would at least, at the bare minimum, try to have a conversation with someone like me who is also so confident in his disposition. But of course he won't do it, and the only thing you have to measure who's telling the truth so far seems to be the court of public opinion. And because YouTube is democratized, likes and comments are up to the people, you can go ahead and take a look at all the videos that I made about him and read the comments, or all the videos that he's made about sensitive society, or anything that he's made criticizing other people. Obviously, he's got a few videos that have overwhelming support because otherwise he wouldn't have made a career, but a lot of them, a lot of the really bad ones, he's been eaten alive for it.
Not even my side, just like give my piece on it. Because I know it is a question that people have. And like, I've obviously like deleted a bunch of old shit. Not videos or anything, just like I deleted all my TikToks. I deleted a lot of Instagram posts. Partially because people were brigading them, calling me a fucking pedophile, which is disgusting and completely wrong and literally a lie.
That's hilarious, but also seems like somebody doesn't like being slandered now. Interesting how that works. You also have to kind of give him credit. At a certain point, the way you're able to still uphold this victim narrative complex is ridiculous. Like, his coping apparatus is so deep-seated into his mindset that this guy could literally do a school shooting, but he's actually the victim because the shooting took longer than expected and he was unable to watch the new premiere of Smiling Friends.
You're literally like, my favorite loser podcast that reports on random YouTube drama is gonna love this in a month, I guess. And he continued to conform more and more to that narrative as people were harassing him, making insane videos that they make about me all the time. And this is before I ever had anything like that. So I don't think he trusted me when I told him it would go away or that it isn't important to focus on. Because I was comparing it to how people treat Hassan, which is very accurate. It's very similar. The way people were lying about Nick was disgusting. The way they were using him in their thumbnails was racist and disgusting.
Not only is this not true at all, but you have to love that his best example of somebody being harassed is when they've had videos criticizing them because of the videos that that person's made, literally slandering other people. That is, like, by definition what a crybully is. It's when you bully somebody, but you start crying when they, like, respond in the slightest. But in this case, it's not bullying. Nick is Not Green has slandered people. He has called for the deplatforming of various content creators with literally no reason. Even if you don't like Sneeko, I think it's so cringy that he literally told his fans to go to Sneeko's YouTube channel and report him on YouTube. Like, dude, whose mans is this? You don't work for YouTube. Why are you trying to do YouTube's job for them? If Sneeko violated community guidelines, YouTube will sort that out. Like, it's not your job, dude. But again, it's more and more of him and his friend just being the victims always. Nick was harassed. I was harassed. No, actually, you made videos on people constantly criticizing them, calling for their deplatforming, slandering them, and then people respond when you fuck up majorly, and you're still the victim? I don't think so.
Almost every single video. Without exception. And I had a lot of sympathy. I really felt like we were all in this together because we were all going through it. But when Nick's second video came out, he didn't get shit right. He just got shit wrong. And it made people think Lex was lying. And he continued making posts and videos about it when I asked him not to.
So it sounds like you had some criticisms of Nick. That's really interesting because a lot of the videos you just deemed as harassment would have said something along the lines of what you just said. Like, hey, stop posting until you have a clear, concise narrative and story you want to push. Isn't it crazy how when you do something, it's in good faith, and when someone else does the exact same thing, it's in bad faith? Like, do you not see how you actually have no ground in reality at all? Like, this is just so retarded. He probably didn't listen to you because you were saying the exact same thing as some of the people that you just told him are in bad faith and that he should ignore because eventually the hate will go away. Well, newsflash, bud, if you're saying the exact same thing as these people, to some extent, if there's any overlap, there's no room for nuance in either of your brains. Obviously, he's just going to assume that you're against him to some extent, or that you're going to backstab him, or that you're secretly working in self-interest, which secretly you are, and we all know that, but maybe he's just realizing it.
Because he kept getting shit wrong, which would send harassment to Lex. Or he would post an Instagram story that, you know, might not be that bad, but is something that people are screenshotting, making videos about, and harassing Lex with, and I told him to stop, and he didn't. I sat him down, and I said, you have to stop talking about this. I said, just stop. He had made 4 videos or something, and I was like, dude, you keep getting stuff wrong, and you're not talking to the person involved. You have to stop. And he literally implied that I was trying to control him or something. He completely flipped it on me and was acting like I was trying to do something to him And I was like so defeated, where to the point where I was like, you need to like just talk to Lex. Just talk to Lex. I don't even want to have this conversation with you. Just please talk to Lex. And I asked him to apologize for getting shit wrong, for sending people to harass her, whether obviously he didn't mean to do this. And I was trying to be very understanding. And he refused. Lex sent him a very long text. It's in her video, begging him to communicate. And that was after he like started drama unnecessarily, got shit wrong without listening, and eventually he told me it was just too stressful. He said, I can't even talk about this with you guys because it's so stressful for me.
Dude, I don't even care. This is like when you're watching your best friend's divorced parents fight and you're just there for the play date. You're just like, damn, I feel kind of bad, but I also don't at all. And this is really interesting and really intense, and I can't keep my eyes off it. In all reality, though, I don't feel bad at all. You are the worst person I've interacted with on the internet, and I mean that in every single sense. Throughout my time on YouTube, I've been asked some variation of the question, who is the worst person you've beefed with or who you've covered, right? And sometimes, depending on the heat of the moment, I'll say something else, but it's like 95% of the time I say Ethan is online, and then I'll cite all the videos I've talked about him for.
And I sent him like the longest message. I was like, dude, like, I'm just telling you you're wrong for this. And it was a very long message about like, you know, the shit that Lex had gone through, the shit that I had gone through, and that had never been put on him. Not once, even when we could have. But his pushback was put on us because we had a problem with why he was getting it, which was him getting shit wrong. And all I wanted was to communicate. All I wanted was to communicate. Just talk. And it was too much. And then he made his last video. After he ghosted me completely. He never responded to me. Never once. I've tried to talk through mutual connections. Never heard anything back. He made another video about it where he apologized to the guys that covered it up by name. Didn't mention Lex's name once. Calls her the victim. And he's apologizing for starting drama when it was about how they covered up sexual assault. And that, I mean, fucking... It made people think Lex was completely making up an entire fucking fabricated story to cancel YouTubers.
Okay, I don't want to weigh in too much on the actual drama. Like, this video is kind of just me getting to say whatever I want for however long I want to say it for. But what an actual nothing burger criticism. He calls Lex the victim and doesn't call her Lex to make it easier for the listener to follow along. Oh my god, this guy's so fat. Did you want to talk about victims? How many people are subbed to you? 263,000? Bro, you're a fucking thief. Broad daylight stealing people's life. You're like an energy vampire. The amount of time people have spent watching your content. Bro, open your YouTube analytics and go to lifetime watch hours. I want to see how much time that no one will ever get back cumulatively, that's a hard word to say, I'm retarded, has been wasted watching your content. I'd love to see it. I'm not even joking. Halfway through recording this, because this has been over a past day I've done this video. Bro, fucking, they tried to assassinate Trump. Hello?
Dev unfollowed me on stuff. I don't know if on everything, but on Instagram, I think, and TikTok. And I was just like, I kept seeing her when I pulled up my TikToks because I didn't unfollow her because she never even fucking spoke a word to me. I mean, she was sending me memes the day that Nick was like cutting me off.
I didn't know Nick did all that, but that fucking sucks. I hope you're okay now because nobody deserved it.
I'm not trying to like. I'm not trying to like get sympathy. I'm not trying to start anything. I don't want people to like do anything about this. It's not like. I'm talking about some stuff that happened like a while ago. It's not even a thing. I mean, this was in October of last year. I've had a long time to process, to grow, to learn. But I never heard anything back from those two. And I never made a penny on anything I did with them.
I don't fucking care. Does anyone here care? Does anyone here care that he wasted his time making horrible music on purpose? Like, that's not even a joke. He literally, the whole meme of the band is that it's bad on purpose. And he's mad he didn't make a penny from it. Yeah, dude, you owe people money for having, again, them listening to this shit. My time wasn't compensated for. You're fat. You're a fat person. But not only that, more than anything, you're a liar, you're a coward, and you are talentless. And I have no respect for you as a person. Zero. Not a drop. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a shower, and I'm gonna shave my face, and get myself all nice and clean. Then, the plan for the rest of the night is go play on my PlayStation 2 that I purchased on Facebook Marketplace. I'm gonna play some Resident Evil 4, and probably then play some Cuphead on my Xbox. I gotta beat that whole game in expert mode. And if you're wondering why I'm getting so in-depth about my nightly routine, because I never do that, I just end the video abruptly to maximize average viewer duration. I'm not doing that because, like I said at the very beginning of this video, this one's for me. This is a video I want to be able to look back on in like however long, a few months, maybe a year, and then get to really enjoy this moment. What was it like when I posted this video? Because this video is my fucking victory lap. Okay? Anyway, it's been good. We're closing this chapter. If he wants to actually still talk to me, I will. Well, not that he ever did, but if he would be down for that, I would talk to him. But, in the meantime, I don't know. Do something better with your time.